Hello friends, welcome back to the CSE Game. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of knowledge representation. We will explore ontological engineering, categories and objects, events and mental objects, reasoning systems for categories and reasoning with default information. So let's get started. First, let's talk about ontological engineering. Ontological engineering is the process of creating and managing ontologies, which are formal representations of knowledge within a specific domain. An ontology defines the concepts, categories, and relationships that exist in that domain, allowing for a shared understanding of the information. For example, in a medical ontology, we might define concepts like disease, symptom, and treatment, along with the relationships between them, such as a symptom is associated with a disease. Ontological engineering is crucial in fields like artificial intelligence, semantic web, and knowledge management, as it enables systems to understand and reason about the information they process. Next, let's discuss categories and objects. In knowledge representation, categories are used to group similar objects based on shared characteristics. For instance, we can have a category called birds that includes objects like sparrow, eagle, and penguin. Categories help us organize knowledge and facilitate reasoning. They allow us to make generalizations about objects within a category. For example, if we know that all birds can fly, we can infer that a sparrow can fly because it belongs to the birds category. This categorization is essential for efficient knowledge representation as it helps systems understand the relationships between different objects and make inferences based on those relationships. Now let's move on to events. Events are occurrences that can change the state of the world. In knowledge representation, we represent events to capture dynamic aspects of knowledge. For example, we can represent an event like John gives a book to Mary. This event involves the participants John and Mary, the action giving and the object the book. Events are crucial for understanding how actions affect the world and for reasoning about sequences of events. They allow systems to model and predict outcomes based on the actions taken. Next, we have mental events and mental objects. Mental events refer to processes such as thinking, believing, or remembering. For example, when we say Alice believes that it is raining, we are referring to a mental event involving Alice's belief. Mental objects, on the other hand, are the entities that exist in our minds, such as concepts, ideas, or memories. For instance, the concept of justice is a mental object that we can think about or discuss. Understanding mental events and objects is important for modeling human like reasoning in AI systems, as it allows us to represent not just the external world but also the internal cognitive process of agents. Now let's discuss reasoning systems for categories. Reasoning systems are designed to draw conclusions based on the relationships and properties defined in categories. These systems can use rules and logic to infer new knowledge from existing information. For example, if we have a reasoning system that knows all mammals are warm-blooded and whales are mammals, it can infer that whales are warm-blooded. Such reasoning systems are essential in AI applications as they enable machines to make logical deductions and enhance their understanding of the world based on categorized knowledge. Finally, let's talk about reasoning with default information. In many real world scenarios, we often deal with incomplete or uncertain information. Default reasoning allows us to make assumptions based on typical cases when specific information is not available. For example, we might have a difficult rule that birds typically fly. If we encounter a new bird, we assume that it can fly unless we have specific information indicating otherwise, such as penguins are birds that do not fly. This type of reasoning is crucial for AI systems as it allows them to operate effectively in uncertain environments and make reasonable assumptions based on prior knowledge. And that wraps up our discussion on knowledge representation, including ontological engineering, categories and objects, events and mental objects, reasoning systems for categories, and reasoning with default information. I hope you found this video informative and that it helps you understand these concepts better. Thank you.